Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this AKAMATE wireless portable car stereo. So this was provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link to it in the description on Amazon, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. So I was very intrigued by this. I have an older vehicle and I like the stereo in it, but it doesn't have a lot of features. It's 23 years old, so it doesn't have a touchscreen, and I could swap out the whole stereo, but this is another way to do it. This has all the tech part, and then you pass the audio out of this into your stereo, played on the speakers. So here it says it works with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, has touchscreen, Bluetooth, FM transmitting, USB media, and phone link, has IPS display, maps, voice control, steering wheel control, backup camera. Now I don't think it comes with backup camera, it's just compatible with backup camera. So let's get this open. So I'm first going to take a look at this on my bench here, and then we'll head out to the car. So it comes with a manual, so you want to read through all of this. Here's some precautions, you can pause and read through those. So this works with 12 and 24 volt systems. So the front has a microphone, volume up, volume down, and 3 is the home button. On the side it has power supply input, micro SD card slot, USB port, video input for backup camera, auxiliary output, and built-in speaker. So here's wiring diagram. So here it has it with the cords, and here are the accessories. It has a suction cup holder, suction cup mount base, sunshade cover, adhesive clip. This talks about how to install it. So it's pretty straightforward. You clean your windshield or your dash and you put the suction cup mount on it, and it has that sunshade. This talks about the interface. You have the home screen. So it has CarPlay and Android Auto, it has AirPlay, Auto Link, FM transmit, phone, USB. Then we have SD card settings, EQ, and wallpapers. So the best way to connect this up will be to use an auxiliary port, but if your stereo doesn't have an auxiliary port in your car, you can use FM. So you can tune to an FM station that's not used. Then it has Bluetooth call and music. So you can connect your phone to this and transmit music. You can put media on USB or SD card. It does video playback. So these are the formats it supports. It also supports pictures in these formats here. It talks about CarPlay, Android Auto, FM transmit, and here are some specs. And we have some FAQs. Let's pull this out. So here's the unit itself. It does have some protective plastic on it. So this is right at 7 inches there, about 4 1/4 there, and the diagonal, I'm going to start this on about 2. So it's about 6 3/4. So we have the, let me put the screen cover back on. Maybe that'll help. The camera doesn't like the black reflective screen. Might help just a little bit. So here on the side we have the different ports. On the back we have the mount and some speakers. Here's the dashboard mount. So this also has screw holes on it if you want to mount this to maybe an RV or something. You could screw this to a surface. Auxiliary cable. Here's the power cable. This charger outputs 12 volts at 2.4 amps. Here's the steering wheel remote. It has a battery in it. You pull this out to activate it, and you wrap this around your steering wheel and clip it on some of these clips here. Backup camera connector. Here's the suction cup mount. So this pivots here. If we undo this, it will extend, and then this here will tilt. And there's the sunshade. Oh, there's also a little wire keeper there too. So let's get this powered up. So to power this, I'm going to use a portable power station with 12 volts out. And as I said, I will take this out to the car. It's just easier to demonstrate here on my bench, and it will work just the same in a car. Let me try and measure this cord. So the power cord's around 10 foot long, maybe a little less. So I'll plug that in there, and I'll plug into the side of here. We have a picture of a car there. Okay, so it's loaded, focused in on it. So there's the screen. So I'll say this looks a lot more vivid in person than the camera is picking up on. Like this looks very nice and green. Yeah, this camera is not picking up on that as well as I would like. So I'll take a picture with a different one and I'll put it up on the screen. So here you can see what it actually looks like. So the picture I have on the screen now is a better representation of what the colors look like. I normally record my videos with my iPhone 13. I actually want to connect that to this, so I'm recording with a different camera right now. So these are the different things on here. Let's tap on Apple CarPlay. So it has some instructions here. So I'll go on my phone here. I'll go to my Bluetooth settings. I'll choose the car BT. I'll tap on that. It has a pairing request. So I'll hit pair. It's asking if I want to pair my contacts and favorites. I'm not going to do that right now. It's asking if I want to use CarPlay. I'll say use CarPlay. So here we're connected up with Apple CarPlay. So it has a map up on the screen. I blurred that out for privacy reasons, but I can tap over here on the left on music, and we have my music on my phone up here. So I can play this. Now it's actually playing out of the speakers in this device. That's really nice. I don't know that this would be good enough for listening in a car, but it's nice when you're testing it, setting it up. They have those speakers there, and then you can plug it into your car stereo to have it at full volume. We can also go to the phone, and you can call people on here. I can hit the button at the bottom, and I can see all three at the same time. So that's really handy. I'll hit it again, and we have other apps on here. I have Amazon Music. So I can go in here and listen to my Amazon Music right on the device. Scroll over again, and we have some other apps that are CarPlay enabled. So this is a music app for my Synology NAS. We have Google Maps. There's a library one, another mapping application, and Pandora. Let's open up Google Maps, and I have a Google map there. Also have a calendar, and we have settings. We have car home. That takes us back to the main screen. So this device doesn't have a tremendous amount of intelligence. It doesn't need it. You hook up your phone, and your phone does most of the heavy lifting. But you can insert a USB or SD card into this to play music or look at pictures or things like that. So real quick, let's look at my power station. And we're drawing 5 watts here. So it's taking very low power. There are also USB ports on the back of the charger here, so you can charge your phone and other devices. So this mount is going to go on the back here. We'll stick it in this slot, like so, and press it. And that's locked in like that. And of course we can rotate this whatever orientation we want. So let's head out to the car and take a look at it there. Okay, so here I'm out of my car. It's a 2000 Land Cruiser, and there are a number of places to mount this. You can mount it right here on the dash and have it kind of hang in front of your other stereo. You can mount it on the windshield. Now this car has a very narrow windshield, so I didn't want to block any windshield here. But I had a space down here I can mount it, so I mounted it there. But I actually may build a mount to go in here someday. I've thought about that, maybe 3D printing or machining a mount to go in there, because that would be a pretty good place for it. I really don't use these controls very often because they have an auto mode. So here's the screen. It's very reflective right now while it's off, but I'll start the car and we can see how long this is going to take for it to get going. So I do have my phone down here. So we have the startup screen. Okay, and the map came up. So I've moved to a public location, so I can show the map now. So I can scroll through this. I can tap on it. I can type search. We can hit this button here for Siri, or we can use a keyboard. I'll do that. So here I can put in something like McDonald's, even though I don't really want to go to McDonald's. Let's actually do Chick-fil-A. Tap that. And I'll hit go.
Route to Chick-fil-A. You've entered the parking lot for your destination.
So Chick-fil-A is actually on the other side of the mall where I'm at. Let me find something further away.
Starting route to Bennigan's. Proceed to the route. Then turn left onto Douglas Avenue.
So it's currently playing some music, so it kind of mutes the music a little bit while it gives you directions. So this is very similar to the interface you'd see on your phone. Now I also installed the steering wheel control, so here I can rotate this to change the volume. So I have it turned up all the way right now, and I'm adjusting the volume with my car stereo. But if I'm driving and I want to turn the volume down a little bit, I can just turn this, and I'll show the screen here. And you can see it's turning the volume down. This is also backlit, so you can see it at night, so when you press the buttons, it lights up. And then I can go to next song. I'll press this button here. I can press the middle button to mute. And I guess I didn't go over how this is connected. So in this vehicle, I have a cassette deck and a CD player. I do not have an auxiliary input, so I could use the FM output of this, but I have a cassette adapter plugged into the side of this, and that works very well. So I can go into the settings here also, and we have different options here. We have appearance, we have always dark or automatic. So I had this on dark. Dark's a little hard to see in the video, so I went to automatic, but I'll probably turn it back to always dark. And then we have wallpaper, things like that. Then if we press that middle button there, we can go back to the main menu, and there are some settings here we can mess with. So we can change some of the reverse settings, like if you have a backup camera and such. There's an EQ. So wow, that's a very full EQ. So you can dial in your music there. Looks like we can also change the seating position. So you can drag this if you want to change your balance. And we have Bluetooth, of course. So you can make phone calls from here. It also has AirPlay, so you can cast things here. But of course, I'm mostly going to use the Apple CarPlay. Since you turn the car on, it connects to your phone automatically, and then you're ready to go. So I was streaming music using Bluetooth, but typically I'll use Amazon Music. I just don't own the copyright to any of that music, so the music I was playing earlier is royalty-free music. But you can access all the other features on here, calendar, messages, phone, etc. So that's the AKAMATE portable wireless car stereo with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. If you're looking for a way to upgrade your car stereo experience without wiring, without doing a permanent install, I think this is a great option. We carry around these amazing phones with us with all these features on it, and using this device, you can tap into those features and tie them into your car stereo. This way you get that nice big screen, you have that simplified interface, it's less distracting than messing around on your phone. You can use your assistant like Siri or Google to pull up a map or something while you're driving, and it will give you the directions just like a smart system in a car would do. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.